Top 10 Places to Visit in Thailand. Thailand is a cacophony of animated locales composed of bustling modern cities, Buddhist temples, lush landscapes, ancient ruins, and stunning coastlines, peppered with gorgeous beaches and blue lagoons, providing a full menu of options for those to explore. Welcome to the GlobeTrotter, where today we shall be looking into the top 10 must-visit locations during your trip to Thailand. Before we begin today's video, be sure to subscribe to the channel in order to stay tuned for even more content down the road. Number 10. Koh Phi Phi. The Phi Phi Islands are one of Thailand's most popular resort areas for a reason. The clear blue waters, the soft sand, the breathtaking views that go on forever. You can reach Phi Phi Don, the largest of the islands and the only one permanently inhabited, on a rented kayak or by hiring a small wooden boat to take you here. Perhaps one of the most fun spots on Koh Phi Phi is Monkey Beach, where you'll come face to face, literally, with plenty of macaques ready to steal your lunch. Long Beach is another nice spot on the island. While not a secluded place where you can hope for privacy, it's great for watching the sunset. If you're lucky and the tide is out, it's a beautiful walk back towards the main part of the island. Tour operators offer packages for snorkeling and diving trips to the islands, as well as excursions to the famous Maya Bay, where the Leonardo DiCaprio movie The Beach was filmed. Because Koh Phi Phi draws so many tourists, there are plenty of tour companies arranging tickets to other beach destinations, such as Phuket, Koh Chang, and Koh Lanta. Phi Phi Don was one of the areas hit hard by the 2004 tsunami. But since then, guest houses, restaurants, and markets have been rebuilt, and crowds still come in droves to the resort island. There is a small, somber memorial park to honor those who died in the tragedy, but the resort areas are otherwise revived and looking as beautiful as ever. Number 9. Railay Beach. Krabi Province is home to some of Thailand's most famous beach destinations, and Railay tops the list as one of the most stunning. Considered by many as one of the best beaches in the country, Railay delivers on promises of white sand, turquoise blue water, and the feeling that you've found a slice of paradise, even before your feet touch the sand. The island can be reached by boat from Krabi Town and Ao Nang, and the trip on a long-tailed traditional boat is just as magical as what you'll encounter when you reach the shores. While the beach might be the main reason to visit the island, Railay is also a rock climbing hotspot, with Kars Peaks drawing adventurers, both experienced and novice, ready to take on the towering limestone cliffs. Among the many other activities to do, Railay is well known for its ocean rafting and kayaking, snorkeling, and scuba diving. But visitors can also try their hand at cooking classes or indulge in a massage. There's also the tourist-friendly Diamond Cave, reached via a beautiful trail with stunning views and ready to accommodate curious visitors looking to do some exploring between stretches of sunbathing. Number 8. Sukhothai Old City. A favorite stop for history buffs and photography enthusiasts. Sukhothai offers many lovely photo ops at a smaller scale than Ayutthaya. Ruins of this old city still stand proud, despite enduring centuries of battle and exposure to the elements. Sukhothai's old city is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and much has been invested to restore and preserve one of Thailand's most significant historical sites. Of the many Wats in Sukhothai, Wat Mahathat is the most impressive. Founded sometime in the 13th century, the temple was built to enshrine Buddha relics and is surrounded by massive standing Buddha images, stuccoed sculptures, stupas, and more. Number 7. Kanchanaburi Bridge. Better known to many as the bridge over the River Kwai, the Kanchanaburi Bridge is part of the Thai-Burma Railway that never came to be. During World War II, Japanese forces were intent on building a railway link between Thailand and Burma and used Allied prisoners of war for forced labor. Over 12,000 Allied prisoners ended up dying during the 1 year the bridge was under construction and reconstruction, as the bridge was bombed and damaged more than once, leading to it being known as the Death Railway. While the Kanchanaburi Bridge remained closed for years after the war, it is now again in operation and can be crossed by boarding a slow local train. About 130 kilometers of the original 415-kilometer railway route are in use today, a grave historical reminder of the horrific events that took place here. Near the bridge, the Kanchanaburi War Cemetery is the final resting place of Allied military personnel from many countries, except the United States, which repatriated all remains. The Hellfire Pass Museum and the Jet War Museum both offer insights on the history of the railway and the effect of the war in Thailand. Number 6. Floating markets. Thailand's floating markets offer a unique way to do some shopping and eating while supporting local vendors and getting a closer look into a traditional way of life. While some of the markets do seem to cater more to the tourist crowds, others make for a nice, authentic travel experience that involves getting in a boat and letting your guide take you through canals, where you'll see traditional houses on stilts and run into sellers offering wares from their own boats. You'll need to get up early to visit a floating market, as vendors are out in their long wooden boats first thing in the morning with their goods, fresh fruits, vegetables, spices, and tasty dishes. There are several floating markets near Bangkok, with Amphawa and Domnoan Sarawak being among the most popular. You can visit the markets on your own or join a guided tour, which often includes visits to other local attractions and shops. Number 5. The city of Ayutthaya. Ayutthaya offers a magnificent peek into the glory of ancient Thailand, where visitors can wander the haunting but romantic ruins of the former capital. Ayutthaya was once the most important city in Thailand, and the old palaces and temples stand as a testament to this. Over 100 Watts, Thai-style stupas, and thousands of Buddhist statues are spread around the park. Some sites, like the temple that houses the 12-meter-long reclining Buddha and the tree roots embracing a Buddha head, are particularly stunning and not to be missed. Ayutthaya is located only a short bus trip or train ride from Bangkok, making it convenient for a day trip if you're pressed for time. If you're on a more leisurely schedule, plan on spending a few days exploring the ancient capital and rent a push bike to tour both the old city and the new. Number 4. Erawan National Park. Erawan National Park has much to offer visitors, including a number of caves, paths that cut through thick deciduous forests, and fauna that includes wild elephants, gibbons, and great hornbills. But it's the waterfalls here, and especially the 7-tiered Erawan Falls, that attract the bulk of the visitors. The falls are named after the white elephant that travels with the Hindu god Indra, because the tiers are said to slightly resemble the shape of an elephant's head. Each of the 7 tiers also has its own name, and reaching them gets harder and harder as you go up. After the 5th tier, visitors need to use slippery ladders while pushing through thick vegetation in order to continue. You might not need to venture that far though. The first 3 tiers are actually the most impressive, offering emerald green pools, a small cave, and cool cascading waters. Plenty of curious fish live in the pools, so don't be surprised to feel them swimming between your feet. Number 3. Doi Suthep. Perhaps the best-known wat in Chiang Mai sits atop Doi Suthep, a mountain overlooking Thailand's second-largest city. A favorite destination of devout Buddhist followers and travelers from all over the world, Doi Suthep is a marvel of intricate religious carvings. A visit here means seeing monks pray, witnessing worship rituals, and a chance to gaze out over the ever-growing sprawl of Chiang Mai City. Just be sure to bring a bottle of water in your walking shoes. You'll have to climb a steep staircase to reach the top of the hill where the temple is. At the base of the stairs, vendors hawk everything from tasty local treats to goods handmade by villagers from the surrounding mountains. There's also a shop selling masks, elephant carvings, and home furnishings, so you can do some shopping while recovering from the trek up and down the stairs. You can combine your trip to Doi Suthep with excursions to Doi Pui, a small Hmong village in the mountains. Although far more touristy than other villages, this will still give you a taste of Hmong culture and a chance to learn more about the hill tribe communities in the region. Not to mention to purchase some beautiful hand-woven textiles. The Bubing Palace, open to tourists, is on the way to Doi Pui from Doi Suthep as well. Number 2. Pai. Thailand's reputation as a country of beautiful landscapes and friendly people is due largely to the world-renowned southern beaches. Because of this, most people don't realize that the vast north is also home to entirely different but equally breathtaking landscapes. Northern Thailand, particularly the western region near the Burmese border, is marked by mountainous jungle terrain that is both rugged and beautiful. Pai, in Mae Hong Son province, is the perfect starting point from which to enjoy the country's natural beauty, as well as the famed Thai hospitality and cooking. This small town has developed a reputation as a mecca for hippies and backpackers. though you will see plenty of families traveling in the area as well. There is a small walking street market that comes alive every night, a variety of local and Western foods, and easy access to nearby Buddhist temples, waterfalls, and the impressive Pai Canyon. There is an air of cheerfulness and relaxation as you walk through the tiny town center, a vibe that continues to draw crowds season after season, despite its somewhat remote location. Number 1. The Grand Palace of Bangkok. Even if your plans for Thailand mainly involve frolicking on a beach and eating as much massaman curry and pad thai as humanly possible, you'll probably spend at least a day or two in Bangkok. There are plenty of things to see and do in the capital, but the Grand Palace should definitely be at the top of your list. This is the #1 sightseeing attraction in the city, and it's staggering in both historical significance and craftsmanship. The grounds are a maze of royal halls, temples, and ancient relics, the most important being the Temple of the Emerald Buddha, said to hold a fragment of either hair or bone from the enlightened Buddha himself. Allow several hours to do the Grand Palace justice, but if you're up for more walking afterward, you can easily take in some of the city's other major landscapes nearby. The famous Wat Po and Wat Arun, the Temple of the Dawn, are just a few minutes away. We hope you enjoyed this trip to this culturally rich and tropical adventure. Do you agree with our list of locations? Have any recommended sites or attractions you would have liked to see? Let us know down in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button in order to know when new videos and lists come out.